Zach, obviously kind of an ugly end to the first half. How did your guys kind of regroup and turn that second half performance?
Yeah, we talked about this last night. We can't give them anything easy, and that's kind of what it felt like there. Just the last defensive drive there, because we'd played great defensive football really in the first half, and so gave it up there, and then they had a great job. I think it was Harrison there on the pick for the pick six, and so again, it's just that's the way it goes sometimes going into half. You either have the momentum or you don't. We didn't really have it at that moment. Guys did a great job of just everyone had their poise throughout. I wouldn't say that. It was just two unfortunate events, but did a great job rallying together at halftime, knowing that we got to set the tone with the ball to come out. Offense did a great job scoring coming out. Defense did a great job getting a stop. And we took control of the game in a moment where we had to do that. And really proud of the guys in all three phases for being able to do that.
What has Chase Brown brought to this offense over the past 2 weeks?
He's done a great job just controlling what he can control, and when he comes back off the injury, great attention to detail, as a rookie with the things that we're asking him to handle. He's made plays when his number's called, and that's what you can do. And again, he's had the right mind. This whole rookie class really has had the right mindset since the moment they walked in the door. It's a really impressive class. Obviously, we're talking about Chase right now because he's had a great 2 games here, but just as a whole, I think that group has done a great job of mentally being about the right stuff in their rookie seasons.
What happened with Jake's hand? I know it was cramps, and then
Yeah.
what did you think of his performance today?
Yeah, I thought Jake did a great job handling all the different situations and cramp. So he came in and I think got an IV. So yeah, that's what it was.
Were you a little nervous that it was probably worse than what it was when it happened?
No, I wasn't. No.
Thoughts on Zach, the game that Trey Hendrickson had, and the way he bounced back from the penalty that was called against him?
Yeah. Again, he's a force out there, and you got to pay attention to him at all times, and does a great job. Again, we talked about this a lot last year. Even when he's not hitting the quarterback and making plays, they feel him, and they have to devote resources to him. And it allows our other guys to step up as well when they're doing that kind of stuff. So I thought Trey did a great job today. I thought our defense as a whole, obviously when they rushed for less than 50 yards and got 3 sacks, and that's a defensive effort overall. Doing a great job in the coverage and the rush and tackling.
What did you think of that penalty and that situation in the game and how you guys rebounded after that?
Yeah, we can't have it. Trey knows that. Trey's the first one to own up to it, and it is what it is. We move on from it. I think we've done a great job, keeping the penalties not be a part of what we do. And so, again, that's just a learning moment for everybody, and we'll respond the right way.
You guys have taken a little bit different of an identity on offense to highlight Jake and what he does best. Why has that process with the coaches and with Jake and that collaboration, why has that worked so well?
Yeah, I don't know that it's really been that different. It's these are all things that we've done over the course of the season, and in each defense we play really is a big driving force of how the game's played sometimes. So I think everybody's just done a great job. We haven't called a single play that we didn't rep, all training camp and all fall. And I think these guys believe in what we're doing, and they've done a great job. Each guy is stepping up. We've really called upon every resource we have on offense. Everybody has stepped up. I can think of so many guys that made catches today and big plays, and so we're not afraid to use everybody that's on the roster and active, and got faith that everybody can step up and do their job.
Zach, Joe Mixon had told us this week that after the loss to the Steelers, there was kind of an energy to feel of, hey, we're still the Bengals.
Yeah.
How much did you feel that energy and that message kind of permeate the last 2 games?
I felt it throughout the whole process, and even in the midst of the losses, I think that's what keeps me always optimistic, is just being around the guys and the way that they're continue to approach their job every single day, and that's what we want. That's why we built the team that way that Duke and everybody has is for these types of moments. Every team in the league faces adversity over the course of the season, and it's which teams can handle it and respond at the right times and not crater, and these are the guys that continue to respond. And we have to prove it again next week. It's not good enough just to do what we've done these last 2 weeks. It's not good enough. And so we just got to continue to stack it. We've got a history of doing that. Obviously, this is a new team. This is the 2023 team, and we've got to go prove ourselves again these next couple of weeks that we can continue to play good football here in December.
You talked about how
I'll hit Kelsey and I'll come back.
you talked about how good that defensive line was for Indy coming in, and you look at the stats, only 3 quarterback hits. What did you think of the way that your offensive line protected you?
Awesome. Felt it throughout. I think one of the hits really was on a cross lift, which is it's tough if they play it the right way. It's gonna be tough, and so we still hit TB for a big gain. So I think those guys up front did a great job. There's great camaraderie in that room. They do a great job playing together. They take a lot of pride in keeping the quarterback healthy, getting the run game going, doing a great job getting the perimeter on screens. And so, again, those guys have risen to the challenge and are really helping us right now.
I know you guys focus on a week-to-week mindset, but winning 2 games in very different ways on a short week, can you feel momentum starting to build at the right time?
This team is just the easiest way to put it is we've had confidence throughout, and we know reasons we've lost games. We know reasons we've won games. We know what our formula is. We have to play discipline. We have to protect the football, get the football out, and different guys got to step up in different moments. And today, a lot of guys stepped up. I thought we did a great job protecting the ball. Aside from one, Harrison, he made a great play, and got the pick 6, but we forced some turnovers as well. DJ Ivey was one of those guys that did that today. So, again, different guys stepping up right now, and that's what you need at this point in the season.
You have a good feeling the screen game would be as impactful as it was?
I was hopeful. That impactful, maybe not, but again, that's not just Chase and Mix, that's Ted had a huge block on the nickel, for Chase's touchdown run, and a lot of guys getting out space and just making DBs have to move around a little bit, even if they're not making the block. Receivers doing a good job selling whatever they need to sell on the play. So, and Jake doing a good job, holding the ball until he can let it out with good ball placement. So, it's on everybody, but it is a part of our offense that's really been impactful here these last couple weeks.
We ought to hit 30 points back-to-back weeks with your backup quarterback in. What does it kind of do for y'all as a team, seeing that kind of performance as you all get deep into this playoff chase?
Yeah, I mean, I really, we felt like we were in a great flow on offense, really the last 8 or 9 weeks, and so the Pittsburgh game was our outlier, really. But I felt like we've been playing good football, and so the quarterback jumps in there and he's prepared, and he needs to step up and play just like as best as he possibly can without our starter out there, and Jake has done that, and so the guys believe in him, and but it's not about just one guy. It's the unit coming together and the defense supplementing that, the special team supplementing that, and I just think that the team effort has been outstanding these last 2 weeks.
Chase Brown crossed 22 miles per hour on that touchdown. Second fastest in the league. You knew he was fast, probably. Did you know he was that fast?
We've learned he's that fast. We've learned, we do the GPS in practice on kickoff return and things like that. And so he's had opportunities to show how fast he is, and he was the second in the league this year, you're saying?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah, he's a fast guy. He's real fast.
So have you seen that number on the practice?
I think he's gotten to 22. Yeah, I don't know how high it's gotten above 22, but he's fast.
He sparked the offense, obviously. You think he sparked Joe Mixon? I mean, Mixon's played pretty well these last 2 games.
Again, I've sat up here and told you I think Joe Mixon's given us what we need to give, and so it's that's maybe a different narrative, but I continue to be pleased with what Mixon brings to our offense, and so again, it's a good combo we've got going right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's most teams in the league, and so pleased with the job Justin Hill continues to do with that room. I mean, he's on it. He does a great job developing those guys and keeping them going, and so pleased with what they've provided us.
Zach, you guys had today a 92-yard drive in the first
and
quarter.
let me go back one step. I mean, Travion on third down has got a role. He plays as well. It didn't come up as much today, but they've all got different roles, and maybe sometimes they're magnified, sometimes they're not. But I think he's done a good job on that role too.
92-yard drive in the first quarter, and then you had 3 more drives after that, touchdown drives of over 70 yards. What does that say about Jake's ability to put a lot of plays together?
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody. It's the defense not giving them momentum. It's the guys on offense making a lot of plays, and Jake distributing it the way. I felt good. Other than that 3 and out to start the game, there was a little clunky 2-minute situation, but we felt like we were scoring touchdowns on every drive. Maybe it doesn't add up on that, but I think at the end there when Jake got hurt was our next punt maybe outside of 2 minutes. So we felt like we had really good momentum, and our guys were doing a good job executing and just trying to stay ahead there. And so hats off. The linemen start all that process. They protect, they get the run game going, and all the other guys are making the plays that come to them.
Just heard B.J. Hill making a case for a few snaps on offense, I think, after that diving interception.
Yeah.
Again, on the red zone defense, I think it's 10 times now that this defense has come up with no points there by their opponents.
Yeah, that's something you feel when you get in there. We don't just assume there's going to be a field goal occurring or a touchdown. Like even the fourth down they scored on, in my mind, there's no way we're getting the ball back on the 2. What are we going to call here? And so that's just the mentality they've instilled because of what they've done. That's what the facts state. And so there's a belief, and I think because they've done it so many times, the guys believe that they're not going to give up points, and they find a way to get the ball back, and it flows over to a guy like me who's not sitting out there on defense doing anything. I just feel like we're going to get the ball back or get a stop, and that's how it goes sometimes.
Zach, when you have a young quarterback, sometimes they practice one way, and then when they get in the game speeds up. Are you surprised in any way how Jake's been able to transition his decision-making from practice to game?
I don't look at him as a young guy. He's been here now for 3 years. That's old in this league. And so he knows what makes a really good backup quarterback. It's just it's being able to take the reps that you're not getting mentally and manufacture them in practice. And Dan Pitcher does a great job with him in that. And so again, it's a little you'd handle him differently if he was a rookie, maybe second-year guy. But I feel like we've got a veteran quarterback out there just getting his first action in front of the whole stadium necessarily. But this is why we've given him the opportunity to compete for the job. This is why he won the job. This is why he stuck around for 3 years. A lot of times the guys on the practice squad, you just kind of switch them out after 2 years. If you feel like, all right, 2 years, but Jake had all the intangible stuff. He had the skills that we saw that this guy can be an effective player for us. And all he's done is continued to prove it right. He knows that the season doesn't end today. He's got to continue to stack this and prepare. And I'm sure we got another tough defense coming in next week with Minnesota. And so, but he's just controlled what he controlled to this point.